Hi loves, this is Blackiebee and welcome back to my channel. If you want to know how I create this lovely look, just keep on watching. So we are just going to start with cleaning her face properly because I noticed she has a bit of breakout, so I'm just going to make sure to focus more on nutrients, giving our skin the nutrient that it needs. Hydrating. I'm going to spray it with rose water. This is rose water I'm using, and then I'm going to just furthermore hydrate it more deeply with this cosrx snail essence serum to properly hydrate the skin and just show the skin some love. And then after hydrating, I'm going to moisturize the skin even more with this Embryolisse moisturizer, and this is a very good moisturizer for all skin types. I'm just going to work that into our skin and also our neck, everywhere. So I'm just trying to use my hand to properly warm it up on our skin and also taking it down to our neck area, so everywhere is good, not only the face. Guys, this foundation match is chef's kiss. If you want to learn more about makeup, you are a beginner or an upgrade, anything, we have monthly classes in our studio, so you can just send a message on Instagram at Blackiebee's Glam to sign up. So next up, I'm going to be doing our contour, cream contouring. Then I'm going to be contouring from underneath our cheekbones upward, like a C, from underneath our cheekbone upwards onto our forehead. So for light skin, I don't really do much of contour, especially on the forehead, because I don't want the face to just look dark, because when the forehead is a bit dark, it's not going to look good. So now I'm just contouring the other side as well, and then connecting it to the forehead. The same thing we did on that side, and also doing cream blush, and I'm using my blush palette from Ceendies to do this, to create this fine blush. It is soft pink color and I really like it. I'm going to take the blush to like underneath our eye, so it serves as a color corrector and also gives the concealer a smooth base, so we don't have like harsh lines. Doing the same thing on the other side, blending it out with my beauty line by Didi, or Didi beauty line, something like that. That's the name of the brand. And then I'm using my concealer now. Like, this concealer is from Beauty by AD, and I believe the shade is Bad 10. I'm going to mixing this concealer with another concealer, my Zikel concealer. I'm going to be mixing it because the second concealer, this Zikel concealer, is a bit lighter than the first one. Just feel it to match our skin perfectly. So I'm going to use the same contour we used for the cheek. We're also going to use that for the nose contour. And then I'm going to blend out the highlights first before I blend the contour, so that the highlight doesn't overshadow the contour, or the contour is not like overshadowing anyone. Like, we have everything and then we can see it. Do you understand? So I'm just going to properly blend it out now with that brush, without adding any product on the brush. I'm just going to use that brush alone to properly blend out the nose contour down our nose. We are blending out the concealer and also giving the face a little bit of lift by taking it to the outer part of the eyes, and also contouring our chin and also the cupid's bow, the upper part of our lips. I like to contour that place. I like the look. So the next thing I'm doing is to furthermore highlight her face. I like the under eye to be a bit brighter, so I'm going to put a bit of concealer there, and whatever it is that is left on my beauty blender, I'm going to use to blend the other place that I highlighted as well. And while I blend the under eye, I've already prepped my beauty sponge with my Merak setting powder. So after blending it, I'm going to just set it immediately so that it doesn't crease. Guys, when I blend, I set immediately, telling the model or client to keep looking up. So immediately I'm just going to like set it and then I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. And guys, while you are setting, please make sure you use enough powder but not a lot. So I always use like one set at a time. Going to take a tiny bit of powder and then go back, take another tiny bit of powder, go back, take another tiny bit of powder. That is how I set my under eye, my face in general. And also I'm going to just set the everywhere that I highlighted, the cupid's bow, the bridge of the nose, the forehead, everywhere that I used concealer on. Basically I'm going to highlight everything, and also I'm going to try to like push the setting powder into our skin, like blend it in to the skin, so it doesn't look like just put powder here. So I'm using that my powder palette. It is from a Nigerian palette, a Nigerian brand, sorry. That is the V Beauty powder palette. I'm going to use the powder on everywhere else that I did not use the setting powder. So my contour, my blush, everywhere the powder is getting everywhere apart from where I highlighted. I'm just going to spray down all the powders now so that it can just sink in and then take away all the powdery look on our face. Next, we're going to be doing our powder contouring using that same powder palette, guys. That same powder palette, you can use it for your whole face. Literally, there is contour there, there's highlight there, there's skin tones, colored, everything. You can use it there. So I'm just going to also use that to do my powder contouring on our cheek, and what is left on the brush, that is what I'm taking to our forehead. Well, I don't really contour light skinned forehead, so I'm just going to do the same thing on the other side, contour it the way I did the cream contour. That's the same way I'm going to do the powder contour, taking it from underneath our cheekbones upward to our temples. That's the same way I did it. And then now I'm using blush, a little bit of blush. That's a bit deeper pink, so I'm going to go over it with another lighter pink, just like soften it up and make it looks lighter. Yeah, basically I also like to place a bit of blush on the tip of our nose, just so that place just looks a bit warmer, just whatever is left on the brush. Now I'm taming our brows with Browmatics by Damel. It's also a Nigerian brand, and I'm using the same powder I used to set to bake now. This is the Merak setting powder in ginger, guys. That is also a Nigerian brand makeup product. I use a lot of Nigerian brands product, guys. We are killing the game these days, so yes, why not? So I'm just going to set that and leave that for a while, and then do my eyeshadow and brows. And then, guys, we are back with the eyeshadow and brows. I'm going to use my lashes from the Wink Lashes, and now we are doing our lips, lining our lips with that same palette. You can see that same palette from Ceendies Beauty. That is also a Nigerian brand. So I'm using that palette to create all of this lip. Basically, I'm not going into any palette or any lipsticks, just that palette. And then next, after blending that, I'm going to use my main shade, like a nude shade in the palette for the lip, and then properly blend it out. And I'm going to use my Fenty lip gloss. That's what I used on our lip. And guys, I just love this. Like, I love doing these lower lashes. I love it. It just changed the face a little bit in a way that is like subtle, but then yes, still pronounced. I love doing this. And guys, that is the end of this beautiful look. I hope you've learned one or two. And guys, I'm going to meet you in my next video. Bye, and watch other videos. Bye.